The cars just forming up on the grid then. Race 2 of the weekend for the Junior Saloon Car Championship. It is Wilf Butler on pole position, a race winner at the season opener at Donington. Luca Maserati starts alongside him, was leading the championship coming into this weekend. Row 2, yesterday's winner Josh Salvadori and treble 2 of Ollie Kerr. Kyle Wells and Louis Austin on row 3. Ollie Smith and Matthew Swatton row 4. Lewis Stannard, who struggled a bit in qualifying on the 5th row alongside Max Scharfegger. The rest of the grid, row 6 is Leon Holly and Bailey Roberts, Tom Algar and Sherry-Ann Powell row 7, Martin Wright and Lexi Powell row 8, and Joe Wood starts at the back in car number 7. 17 identical Citroen Saxo VTRs out there. Then we get underway with the second race of 3 this weekend for the Junior Saloon Car Championship, and it's a super start by pole sitter Wilf Butler. Luca Maserati gets away well in the 46. There were only 6 points covering the top 4 in the championship coming into this weekend though, so we are in for a fantastic scrap. These cars very evenly matched, these drivers very evenly matched, but it is Wilf Butler who leads the way. Josh Salvadori and the Lightning McQueen look alike up the inside there in the complex. Looks like he's taken P2. Side by side for third, Kyle Wells has made a good start in the 448 car. They're all through the complex okay for the first time. There's Max Scharfegger on the move, the grey car with the yellow flashes, number 23. He had a couple of grassy moments in yesterday's race and dropped back. Joe Wood starting at the back of the grid. Oh, bit of a shove there between Bailey Roberts and Joe Wood. Now, Joe had an off in qualifying yesterday, so he's at the back of the grid. This grid set by the second fastest time for each driver in qualifying. Louis Austin, the black and green car there, has made a good start. It's got ahead of Ollie Smith. They're battling for the Rookie of the Year honours this year. Out towards Church they come for the first time. Kyle Wells side by side with Oliver Kerr for that 4th position at the moment. Good first, clean first lap. There was almost a bit of contact there towards the back. There's Lexi Powell, number treble 3, daughter of Stephen Powell, the British Truck Racing Championship competitor. Trucks will be here at the beginning of July at Thruxton. Wilf Butler leads them from Salvadori. Maserati up on the curb there. Kyle Wells gets ahead of Ollie Kerr, who just holds off Louis Austin. They bounce over the curbs there. And somebody going straight on and wallop straight into the barriers there. That was Sherry-Ann Powell, I think, in the 42 car that's gone in. That will be a safety car because of the damage to the recticel barrier more than everything. We hope Sherry's okay. It's too quick into the chicane there and over the grass. So that will almost certainly be a safety car. Leaders are at the complex running wide there. Kyle Wells in the 448, the ex-Ninja Kart racer on the short ovals when his career began, and in fact the red flag is coming out. The race is being stopped. The red flag is out with Sherry-Ann Powell off at the club chicane. The main thing is that Sherry-Ann is okay. She's out of the car. That's good to see. So race brought to a halt then, our second Junior Saloon Car race of the weekend. Cars will be brought back round to the grid for a restart. So they had only completed 1 lap, so likely to be a full restart, I would think. We'll see what the clerk of the course and the timekeepers decide here. If you want to follow the live time for today's event, incidentally, go to TSL Timing. That's tsl-timing.com, and we will have the full live timing from today's events. These are only young racers, of course, aged 14 to 17, these Junior Saloon Car racers. Let's have a look what happened there. The cars came through the chicane. Watch towards the back of the field. Sherry-Ann Powell, car number 42, the RX competition car. Possibly a bit of contact with Bailey Roberts, which sent her sliding off. She almost saved it, but then wallop into the tyre wall and the recticel barriers on the front. Just missed Joe Wood there as she came across track, and Lexi Powell getting through at the back of the field. Thankfully, Sherry-Ann is okay. The barriers did their job, and the safety systems in the car, the crash helmets and frontal head restraint devices doing their job as well. The marshal's able to push Sherry-Ann Powell's Saxo back into the pit lane, the RX competition car. She will be out of the restarts. We'll await news on the length of the restart from the timekeepers. Big thanks to the Orange family once again. Without marshals, there is no motorsports. If you want to look at becoming a volunteer marshal, just go to the website barc.net. You will find all the details on there from the British Automobile Racing Club. Also, there's the British Motorsport Marshals Club, that's marshals.co.uk. You can sign up to attend a marshalling taster day. A couple of friends of mine have done that recently up at Donington Park, where you can see motorsport from behind the scenes. You'll go out onto a marshal's post for a few races and find out that it's not just about waving flags, it's all the other duties of a marshal as well. Okay, the recticel barriers being replaced. See there, like big soft mattresses that go in front of the tyre wall. Sherry-Ann Powell, I think, will be taken to the medical centre just for a checkup as a precaution. A little bit of a sweep up as well.
There's a silent disco, which I was under that reaction. People dance around here, there's nothing, but one of my daughters will be absolutely right to have a headset and music going in it, so you don't think about passers-by.
Well, after the Junior Saloon Cars, we'll go into the Edge Caterham 7 270R Championship. They were in great form yesterday, as were the Bilstein Suspension Caterham Road Sport Championship. We've got just one race for them today. They only have 2 races in a weekend, as opposed to the 3 for the 310Rs and 270Rs. Great to have the Hyundai Coupe Cup, sponsored by OT Publishing and Toyo Tyres, with us this weekend as well. They had their qualifying session this morning, and Nathan Williams was quickest there, ahead of Adam Jones. They were the 2 race winners at the season opener at Alton Park, so watch out for them. A great field of 23 Hyundai Coupes here this weekend. Okay, no news yet on a restart for the Junior Saloon Car Championship. The rest of the cars will be held by the marshals until we know what is happening. They're probably being held on Woodham Hill at the moment, waiting to be brought up to the grid. Yes, there they are, while the barriers are repaired. Thruxton with a new owner over the last couple of years as well. Alex Thistlethwaite, who has raced classic cars for a number of years, most recently in a Ford Mustang. He's now the owner of the land here at Thruxton. A whole variety of track days and other events take place over the course of the year, driving experiences in a variety of vehicles. There's a karting circuit on site as well, and of course the airfield. So the car's being brought forward then. I think they're going to line up, looking at where Luca Maserati is. They're going to line up in their original grid position, so it looks like a full restart. There's Matthew Swatton, the red, white and blue car, the Kersley Motorsport car. We heard from him prior to this race. It's Kersley Motorsport's local circuits based in Hampshire. We'll see Harvey Kersley, who raced for them in JSCC last season. He's out in the Hyundai Coupes later on. Leon Holly, number 87, who was excluded from the results of yesterday's race for causing a collision. Joe Wood, who had an off in qualifying, so starting from the back, didn't set a flying lap time. Race 1 is the grid set by the fastest time for each driver from qualifying. Race 2, the second fastest time, and race 3, the third fastest time. So Joe Wood, unfortunately, has to start from the back in all 3 races. Martin Wright, number 14, he won the JSCC Scholarship in the winter, all the way from Cornwall. Tom Algar, number 35, lining up at the back there, but his original grid position was on row 7. Yes, he's being moved into line now. He should be ahead of Martin Wright, so the marshals will get them into the correct positions here. No Sherry Ann Powell, of course, after her incident.
All the stars aligned, and Mark Holm and Jeremy Welsh managed to win in that car that we haven't seen at Thruxton since.
Hearing Josh Barrett and Marcus Pye on the circuit PA in the background. Marcus Pye, veteran journalist and commentator in club racing. No mean racing driver either. He's had some successes in historic racing over the years. So Wilf Butler on the pole, won the season opener at Donington in rather damp conditions. Josh Salvadori won the second race on that occasion. In race 3, it was Lewis Stannard who burst through on a safety car restart to take the victory. Lewis struggling a bit with pace this weekend. There were 2 races at Brands Hatch at round 2. Luca Maserati inherited the win in the first race when a couple of drivers ahead of him were penalised for exceeding track limits. And the second race went to Josh Salvadori, who had Wilf Butler on his bumper virtually all the way at Brands Hatch. The third race at Brands Hatch was unfortunately cancelled because the meeting was abandoned after barrier damage due to an incident in one of the truck races. We have a problem here for Bailey Roberts, the 98 car. In the car, I think his brother Kieran raced last year. Ah, a souvenir. His wing mirrors come off, that's what the problem was. His wing mirror was hanging off, I think, after he clipped Joe Wood at the first half lap of that race. So the marshal's just removing it so it doesn't fall off on the way round. So his team will get that back to fit back on later on. The bright green machine certainly stands out on this grid. It will be a full 15-minute restart for the Junior Saloon cars as they'd only completed 1 lap at the time of the stoppage. Green flag is now waved at the back of the grid. There will be another green flag lap, of course, to get some heat into the tyres. Running on Goodyear tyres, these 1600cc Citroën Saxo VTRs. Going back through the history of the Junior Saloon Car Championship, some great names have won this title over the years. The likes of James Dorlin back in 2014. Of course, now making his BTCC debut this year. Katie Milner won it in 2016, the daughter of rally and rallycross star Johnny Milner. Will Durdal, who went on into sports car racing. Lewis Saunders, seen him move up into the likes of the Mini Challenge. He's done some historic racing as well. Scott McIntyre took the route into the Mini Challenge as well. Lewis Saunders won it again in 2020. In years before that, Antwort Niels was a champion in that series when it was known as Sax-Max. He went on to British touring cars. Maximus Hall was a champion as well. He's now in BTCC. This really is the training ground for the touring car stars of tomorrow. I've seen the Colburn family come through this as well. They've gone into historic racing. It was known as Sax-Max in its early days before joining the BARC. Wilf Butler on the pole, the number 70 car. It's the predominantly white car, standing alongside the white and green Saxo of Luca Maserati. Maybe we'll see him follow his family into GT racing, well known for racing not Maseratis but Porsches. His father Piers, an ex-British GT champion. Josh Salvadori on the second row. That amazing finish yesterday as he followed Butler and Maserati around the final lap, and he knew they might push each other a bit too hard through the chicane. And coming out of the chicane for the last time, Salvadori simply went through the middle of them and snatched the win in a 3-wide finish. That was a superbly judged victory yesterday from Josh Salvadori. So up to the grid they come then. Full restart over the 15-minute distance. Ollie Kerr looking for his first win. On the second row there, the Simpson Race Exhausts car. It's Matt Simpson's business, the former British Touring Car race winner. Kyle Wells on row 3, the white car with the Dayglow yellow flashes, alongside Louis Austin in black, white and green. So the green flag waves at the back of the grid. The 5-second board has been displayed. The revs are up, the red lights come on, and away we go. The restart of Junior Saloon Cars race number 2 this weekend. Great start again by Wilf Butler. Luca Maserati gets across the front of Josh Salvadori up into second place. A better start by Lewis Stannard. This time the red and grey car going side by side with Matthew Swatton in the Kersley Motorsport machine. Joe Wood making a decent start from the back as well. As they come into the complex for the first time, it is Wilf Butler who leads the way. Line astern through the complex, trying to go side by side there. Matthew Swatton and Leon Holly in the light blue car, number 87. Decent start by Ollie Smith as well in green, white and blue. He's in P7, attacking Louis Austin. As we said earlier, they're battling for the Rookie of the Year honours this year so far. Max Scharfegger goes side by side with Leon Holly. Max's family have raced in the likes of Caterhams and also Citroen C1s over their career. I believe Patrick Scharfegger was an ex-Caterham Academy champion, if memory serves me correctly. Kyle Wells has got into 4th place ahead of Ollie Kerr. They're resuming their battle from the first start of this race. Luca Maserati taking a slightly tighter line through Church Corner there. You can see how the circuit just goes over that slight hump in the middle of the corner as well, just to make it that bit more difficult. There's Tom Algar at the back of the field in the 35. So here come the leaders up towards the chicane. Now, which side is Luca Maserati going to go? I don't think he's going to quite get an attack in this time. Josh Salvadori tucks in behind. It's Kyle Wells in 4th position. Ollie Kerr 5th. Louis Austin rounding out the top 6. Matthew Swatton under fire from Max Scharfegger in the 23. Leon Holly behind them. Across the line, it was a quarter of a second, the gap between Butler and Maserati for the lead. Luca, as we heard in the assembly area, has been on the podium in every race so far this year. Can he keep up that record here and make it 7 podiums out of 7? Consistency like that is what wins titles. Matthew Swatton running a bit wide there in the background, battling with Scharfegger. Kyle Wells running a little bit wide there. He understeered a bit wide coming out of Seagrave. That could allow Ollie Kerr a chance to attack here. Wells doesn't give way there up towards the left at Noble, but Kerr keeps his foot in around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for Village and goes up into P4. Ollie Kerr has been the nearly man so far in the championship this year, looking for his first victory. Kyle Wells trying to fight back in the 4.48, the man from Surrey. Through Church Corner. Josh Salvadori just biding his time in 3rd place at the moment. He's 3rd in last year's championship, so starting as the favourite this year. Here they come down towards the chicane once again. Is Maserati going to have a go for the lead this time? A little bit of a lock-up there from Wilf Butler, was a bit too late on the brakes. Under pressure from the 2 behind him. Now Maserati got the tighter line there coming out of the chicane as Lewis Stannard clipping the back of Ollie Smith there in the number 80. But up front, Maserati has got the inside line for Allard and he takes the lead. Maserati into the lead then in the 46 car. Wilf Butler ready to attack back again as they go up towards the complex. Battle is joined between the top three once again, although Salvadori has dropped back a bit. Maybe he's following the same tactic as yesterday, just letting the two up front battle, and he's going to zap them into the chicane on the last lap. We'll wait and see. Out of Seagrave. Out into the country they go once again. Almost 8 cars line astern for the lead here. Leon Holly is 9th, Scharfegger 10th. And Swatton, behind him is Martin Wright, having a decent run, the scholarship winner in the Orex competition, number 14. Further ahead, there's Louis Austin ahead of Ollie Smith. Behind them, you can see a little bit of damage on the bonnet of Lewis Stannard's car. He clipped the back of Ollie Smith at the chicane. Here come the leading pair. Into Church, Maserati ahead of Butler. Now is Wilf Butler going to get into the slipstream and attack back again? It's not too often we see the Junior Saloon Car Championship here at the fastest circuit in the UK. They have put on a fantastic show so far this weekend. Which side's Wilf Butler going to go then? Maserati defending. A little bit of a slide on the way in. Over the curbs. Josh Salvadori took a lot of curb there, got up onto 2 wheels almost. Further behind them, Kyle Wells, then Louis Austin. I think Stannard's got ahead of Ollie Smith, indeed he has. They're up into 6th position now. Through they come towards Allard once again. Maserati showing in last place as they came over the line there. His transponder isn't working, so he is still there in the lead, but not being timed. That's a bit of confusion with the timing screen, but that's, yes, Maserati now restored to the top by the timekeeper, so his transponder's out of action. Here's a battle further back between Max Scharfegger, Leon Holly. They've got ahead of Matthew Swatton. Behind them, it is Martin Wright in the number 14. All the way from Cornwall. There hasn't been a racing circuit in Cornwall for many years. I think Davidstow was the last one back in the 50s. A couple of short ovals down there nowadays, but that's about all. Here's the battle between Kyle Wells, Louis Austin and Lewis Stannard moving up. Now this is for 5th position. This is going to be close into the chicane. Lewis Stannard right on the tail of Louis Austin ahead of him. Here are the 2 leaders. Into the chicane they come. Salvadori just looking on from a little bit further back. He's about 3/4 of a second back on time. Takes a lot of curb again. Ollie Kerr trying to stay with them. Then the gap back to the P5 battler. Kyle Wells enters stage right. He missed the chicane there. Went round the back of the Recticel barriers there and keeps it going, having gone straight on. I wonder where he'd gone there as they came into the chicane, and suddenly there he was, appearing from the escape road. Here come the leaders into the complex then, and still Wilf Butler cannot do anything about Luca Maserati, looking for win number 2. He thought he'd secured his 2nd win of the season yesterday, but was zapped on the run to the line by Josh Salvadori. Ollie Kerr staying with them. There is Wells. And behind them, Louis Austin being chased now by Lewis Stannard in the number 19, who was left speechless at Donington in race 3 when everybody ran wide on the safety car restart, and he gained about 4 places coming out of Redgate and disbelievingly sped to the victory. Something's a little bit tougher this weekend, unfortunately, for him at Thruxton. Chasing now Louis Austin. There's Ollie Smith behind them. Louis Austin driving superbly in his rookie season. Some drivers as young as 14 years of age in this race, showing racecraft beyond their tender years. And that's a good move by Lewis Stannard coming out of Church, and he takes Louis Austin up into 6th position. Is he going to get retaken at the chicane? And here comes Max Scharfegger. He's caught these 3, sneaking up behind them there. Attacks Ollie Smith into the chicane. Leon Holly trying to go with them. Over the curves, but Scharfegger gets a bit sideways there. Just nearly lost the back end of the Saxo. Over the line they come. The leaders covered by 0.7 of a second, the top 3. Ollie Kerr a second behind them. And a gap back to Kyle Wells in 5th. Now, Josh Salvadori is starting to close in on the top two a little more. There's just over 6.5 minutes of this race to go, so they'll get 3 or 4 more laps. Out of Seagrave, up towards the left at Noble. Still Luca Maserati clinging on to his lead. Wilf Butler on his bumper. Wilf Butler will be getting deja vu from Brands Hatch here. He spent the whole of this second race there sitting on the bumper of Josh Salvadori's car and couldn't find a way by. Trying to get into the slipstream for the run to Woodham Hill and the chicane this time. Through Church, you can see just how on the limit they are through there. Maserati actually pulls away a little bit on the run into the left flick at Brooklands. There is Brooklands, then it's up Woodham Hill. Rise into the chicane. To the inside goes Wilf Butler. This time he's got to run down the inside. He's going through, takes the lead. Into the chicane. Wilf Butler back in front. Now, Salvadori will try and have his turn. No relation to the great 50s racing driver Roy Salvadori, that's a different spelling. He was one of the first stars of the British Saloon Car Championship as it was then, and a Mark II Jaguar. Along with Mike Hawthorne and company. Oh, and a spin for Leon Holly. Now, I saw Bailey Roberts go over the curve there as well. Was there a bit of contact between those two, possibly? Butler leads at the complex. Ollie Kerr just looking on from 4th place. Josh Salvadori is biding his time. Is he going to go for another last spin lunge at the chicane, possibly? Towards Noble. We've got a glimpse of the Hampshire and Isle of Wight Air ambulance in the background outside its hangar there. Very vital aircraft indeed. Those involved always collecting donations for the Hampshire Air Ambulance here at Thruxton. You do occasionally see it take off during meetings. Side by side there, Louis Austin battling it out with Matt Scharfegger. Take a look back into the midfield in a moment because Wilf Butler's under fire again from Luca Maserati. Over the curbs they go. Now here's the battle for 6. It's Stannard up the inside, takes Louis Austin. Scharfegger behind them. They've got ahead of Ollie Smith as well. He's dropped back a bit in the number 80. And Martin Wright trying to keep up with him. They fly the curbs at the chicane. Over the line they come. Next in the order behind them is Matthew Swatton in the Kersley Motorsport car. Then Joe Wood, who's come through from the back of the grid. Then Bailey Roberts, Lexi Powell, Leon Holly after his spin. Tom Algar at the back of the field. Can Stannard catch up with the leading group here? Can he get clear of Louis Austin? See that little bit of damage on the front end of the car. He clipped the back of Ollie Smith earlier on at the chicane. Three minutes of the race to go, so we get a couple more laps out of this. Still Wilf Butler heads the pack, looking for win number 2 this season. Leaders are coming round out of Church and up towards Woodham Hill once again. Here they come. Maserati is closer again this time. They're trying to drop Josh Salvadori. What can Luca Maserati do this time? He's going to try and go to the outside. Butler moves across. Maserati moves further to the outside. Butler, I think, has got the line covered. Just needs to get his braking right for the chicane. He gets it spot on through there, nicely over the curves. Maserati gets the tighter line on the exit, though. This is how he took the lead earlier on, going into Allard. Across the line they go with a couple of laps remaining, and Maserati is going through into Allard. Butler fights back up on the outside. They're going to be side by side on the run-outs through Green up into the complex, and Butler does stay ahead just about there as they go towards the right-hander at Campbell. Good defensive work by Wilf Butler. I thought he was going to lose the lead there. This is allowing Josh Salvadori to close up again. Are we going to see a repeat of yesterday's epic finish? Ollie Kerr in 4th place, he's a couple of seconds behind now. Then a gap of 7 seconds back to Kyle Wells in 5th position. Then the battle between Stannard, Austin, Scharfegger and Martin Wright has now got ahead of Ollie Smith, who's dropping back. Leon Holly's regained a place, he's taken Lexi Powell. It's all about these 3 for the lead though. There is Joe Wood in the number 7 and Bailey Roberts, the 98. It's now a headlight that's, or headlight cover that's dislodged on the 98 car. We've already seen him lose a wing mirror. He's a bit battered and bruised in there. Now, Maserati, what can he do into the chicane this time? Or is he going to hang back for an attack on the final lap? They're coming round to start the final lap this time in this second race of the weekend for the Junior Saloon Car Championship. Maserati goes to the outside, trying to do a caterham on Wilf Butler. Doesn't work as well in Saxos though. There's Salvadori just keeping pace with them. He'll launch his attack into the final corner of the race, I think. Black and white flag going out to somebody. That's the driving standards flag. We don't know who that's gone out to though. We couldn't see the number there. Matters not for our 3 leaders. They're coming up to the complex for the final time. Luca Maserati probably looking to just keep in the slipstream and try and get the inside line away into the chicane. But now you can see Salvadori has started to push on and get into the slipstream as well. I think we're going to be in for a repeat of the finish to yesterday's race, and what an epic that was. Josh Salvadori threaded the eye of the needle on the run to the line and snatched it, having barely led for the rest of the race. He hasn't led at all in this race. He's been P3 all the way. Is he going to judge this one to perfection as well? Through Village for the last time. The clock is down to 0. And out to Church. Is Salvadori too far back? He's about 3 car lengths behind the 2 leaders. Maserati gets as tighter run as he can. And Josh Salvadori do another Lightning McQueen style finish. Here they come up to the chicane for the final time. Now, what's Maserati going to do? It's now or never. He's trying the inside. Butler's covering the line, though. Maserati's going to try and throw it round the outside. Here he comes, almost rallycross style. They're absolutely side by side. Butler charges over the grass. Salvadori up the inside. Butler's in the escape to win it. There was nowhere he could go there, really. And Salvadori will snatch 2nd place. Butler takes the checkered flag. Salvadori 2nd, Maserati 3rd. You can't get side by side through that second part of the chicane. Talking of side by side, Max Scharfegger is going to snatch a place from Louis Austin on the run to the line, behind Lewis Stannard. So Wilf Butler takes win number 2 of the season. Matthew Swatton snatching a place on the line there as well from Ollie Smith, and Leon Holly sideways through the chicane. Very forceful young racer is Leon. We'll confirm the results in a moment. There's wing mirrors hanging off everywhere. Wilf Butler takes win number 2 of the season, ahead of Josh Salvadori. He did go across the grass on the chicane there, but in my view, there was nowhere else he could go, because Luca Maserati threw it round the outside, tried to get the overlap, and there was nowhere Wilf Butler could go there. He had to take to the grass to avoid a collision, with Josh Salvadori also getting past Maserati on the inside for 2nd place. So provisional result then is a win for Wilf Butler, with Josh Salvadori getting through on the run to the line ahead of Luca Maserati for 2nd. Maserati keeps up his unbeaten run of podiums and gets the extra point for the fastest lap as well. Ollie Kerr another 4th place ahead of Kyle Wells, then Lewis Stannard coming through for 6th. Max Scharfegger snatching 7th from Louis Austin on the line. Martin Wright doing likewise to Matthew Swatton further back. No, Matthew Swatton snatching 10th place on the line from Ollie Smith, I beg your pardon. Martin Wright ahead of them in 9th place. Bailey Roberts was 12th, then Joe Wood 13th, Leon Holly 14th. The other finishers, Lexi Powell and Tom Algar. Sherry Ann Powell, of course, didn't take the restart. We'll hope to see her back out in race 3. Nearly as good as yesterday in the juniors, says Joy Goddard. Let's hope for another exciting finish in race 3 a little later on. Thanks to all our commenters. Hi to Dan Bartlett, one of our regular viewers. Will Hapgood. Chris Craven. Hello to Jimmy Broadbent as well, who's been watching on ahead of heading to Cadwell Park this weekend. Saw Jimmy back out in Brick Car at the start of the season as well, of course. Jamie McEwen, we mentioned Jamie. Right, so Daniel Swatton watching on, cheering on Matthew, no doubt. I think they're ready down in Parc Fermé now. We can head down with Ian to hear from some of the drivers.
Yes, everybody, welcome down to Parc Fermé. For some reason, actually, we just turned the camera around, Andy. The cars have been stopped at the end of the pit lane. We're expecting them to come into Parc Fermé. Wilf Butler takes the win, but it is a provisional result, as I'm sure you can imagine, very much so. He is going to take the #1 spot, though. Here he comes now. It's a second win of the season for him. I have to emphasise provisional as well. I think this one's actually going to be decided in the stewards room overall. Salvador, who was just lurking like he did yesterday. Yesterday nipped through right at the end. We came close to doing it again. Luca Maserati's made it 7 races now on the podium. Every single race this season, Maserati has been in the top 3. Let's grab a quick word, shall we, with Wilf as soon as he gets out the car. Wow, what are these Junior Saloons, incredible racing. Some good news as well, by the way. I did speak to Sherry Ann Powell, who had the accident at the start of the race. She is okay, she's absolutely fine. Wilf, that was dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it literally came down to the last lap again. And Luca tried going around my outside, and I just got squeezed off, but ended up with a win.
So you're confident, you're happy with it? Yep.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Top man, excellent. Let's go have a quick chat with Josh. Well done, mate. Congratulations. Second win for the season there. Josh, let's have a quick chat with him. Josh, you just lurk at the back, don't you, there, waiting for the opportunity?
Yeah, it's a really tough race. Couple of issues. Just need to try and fix them, hopefully, for the next race.
But hey, I'll tell you what, Kachow, it's going well so far this weekend. Of course, Josh, winner in race 1 yesterday. Let's go get Luca Maserati, shall we, for a quick chat over here. Luca, well, that was a dramatic finish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on it?
I don't know, I'd have to see it back, but from in the car, it looked like they both did track limits. So they left the track, getting an advantage. So.
Well, look, of course, the results at the minute are provisional, but every single race this season, you've been on the podium. You are Mr. Consistent, aren't you?
Yeah, it's always good to be consistent, obviously, but, you know, they're only gaining points on us at the moment, finishing ahead, so it doesn't really matter at the minute. So.
Well, look, thank you for talking to us. Really appreciate it. And, of course, we will wait to see exactly what happens. However, it's time to go racing. More Caterhams, they're heading out on track. Dave, over to you.